All right. All right. Thank you, Jazz All Stars. Thank you, Jazz All Stars. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. There is a lot to talk about, but I ain't got that much time because I gotta run some errands. Okay. Um, but there is a lot to talk about on this Thursday morning, Time Squad. Um, good morning. Let me do the good mornings. Start from the top. Christian Patton, Compton Girl, Dawn, Erica Washington, good to see you in the chat. Michelle Holly, Rochelle Holman, all of my beautiful mods, Zanette Page, LaShonda, Charlene McKinney, good morning. Nephew Brandon, Antonia Denise Designs, Armisha Matthews, good morning. Maureen, good morning, good morning. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Jared, Colette Brown, my beloved Crystal Marshall. Yes, good morning, good morning. Renee Price, good morning. It is early West Coast, but if you're in the Central and the East Coast time zones, it's top of the morning. It's top of the morning. And thank y'all for tuning in. I can't squeeze in any more commentary. This is it. I have to do a double episode of Patreon tonight because we had to cancel the show Tuesday for Larry Reed's Mahogany interview, remember? So I have to do 2 hours in Patreon tonight. So I ain't got time to do nothing else after this. This is going to be it, right? People pay for Patreon, and so you have to make sure they're taken care of. All right. All right. Again, this will be it for today, y'all. And then I'll see everybody in Patreon unless there's some amazing breaking news. But yes, so tonight, all of my Patreons, you will get a double episode, right? Because I would normally do the makeup show on Saturday, but I'm learning about self-care. I'm trying to keep the weekends free for myself, okay? So please tune in tonight at 8 p.m. We're on super early, okay? 8 p.m. And it will be we're going to try to do a 2-hour episode. We'll do as long as we can do it. How about that? Thursday Night Live and Patreon, a double episode to make up for when we were off for the Mahogany interview on Tuesday nights, okay? Y'all got it? Patreons, do you have your marching papers? Okay. I'll announce this again at the end of the show. Okay. Today's show is brought to you by a new show that I'm watching called The Girlfriend. It's 6 episodes. I'm on episode number 4. Today's show is brought to you by The Girlfriend on Amazon Prime. And it is, baby, a tour de force. Shout out to Robin Wright, who is directing and acting and all of that in it, right? Okay. All right. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, we got all that. I finished the time. This was good. I'm almost done. It's just like mothers, like it's creepy when your mother is just like obsessed with your love life and your sex life. It's really creepy. Very, I don't know. There's one thing to be an overprotective mother, but some of this stuff is a little, a little creepy. All right. Okay, so we got all of that done, everybody. Can I be honest? Can I be really, really honest? Every blogger that is on social media needs to be up talking about this today. Every blogger. I think people think, some of this stuff is out of the scope of where you're at because, a lot of us on YouTube, we know YouTube is owned by Google. Google is a California-based company. California is a liberal state, and we'll be all right because Google owns YouTube. That is true. Google does own YouTube. It is based in the Bay Area. It's a very liberal state. But don't get it twisted, y'all. Free speech, attacks on free speech affects everybody. It affects everybody. And it may be tomorrow when it shows up at our door, where we are getting flagged and we are getting, they're telling Google to crack down or else, on us. So every blogger that needs to be up with this in their headlines. I woke up this morning, thank God, to a boycott going on. You know, hey Tamara, hey everybody, Arvell, Mary, thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, this needs to be on everybody's thumbnail today. You know, and like I said, I'm glad to have woken up to you know, screenshots of cancellations for Disney Plus, and you know, that is a good thing. They don't understand anything else in America but money. They don't understand anything in America but money. So I don't subscribe to what do you call it, Disney Plus, but you know, I'm considering letting Hulu go today. Ooh, child, there's some stuff coming up on Hulu. There's some stuff coming up on Hulu right now. Okay, but I'm considering it. Just give me a couple more, give me a day or so. You have to show them, y'all. This is unacceptable. So I was joyous watching, going to Twitter this morning and seeing all of these screenshots. Cancel, cancel, cancel. They only listen to money, Tamara. They only listen to money. So, you know, ABC and its parent company, Disney Plus, right? So we have Jimmy Kimmel over at ABC. We have Stephen Colbert over at CBS and its parent company, Paramount. And then you have 47 this morning tweeting about it. Good job. Yeah. Cancel. It's like they're not even trying to be coy with this stuff, y'all. I have Disney Plus bundled with ESPN and Hulu. Most of us have that bundle. I don't have the Disney Plus bundle with ESPN and Hulu, but most people have that bundle, Sarah, because it's a good deal. And I'm just saying, at some point, y'all, we have to, hold on, we have to act, and we have to act accordingly. Because first it was Stephen Colbert, now it's Jimmy Kimmel. Who's next? Who's next? Give me 1 minute, Task Squad. Did you hear me? I said, who is next? Give me 1 minute. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to go over here and do something really quickly, y'all. Okay, if Spotify, okay, I see Spotify. Look, if enough people cancel, maybe another network will pick up the popular shows. I think when you are like a Jimmy Kimmel, you have so many contractual ties. He is just beholden right now. He is beholden to ABC right now, Ms. LaShonda, and because his contractual ties are so tangled right now. But we have this that just came in, you guys. Hold on. And thank y'all for sharing and hitting that thumbs up button. We got this that just came in from Variety. This is Variety, the holy grail of entertainment, you know what I'm saying, media, right? Hey, Samara, love you, sis. Okay, just right now, Jimmy Kimmel Live replaced with Charlie Kirk tribute on Sinclair's ABC stations. The company is demanding Kimmel apologize and donate to Kirk's family and Turning Point USA. See, they did this to Nick Cannon. They did this to Whoopi Goldberg, y'all. This is crazy. They are demanding that Jimmy Kimmel, this is Variety, donate to his family and Turning Point USA. Y'all, If you don't know where we're at right now in America, y'all are in your heads are in the sand. Before I give that wench, excuse me, Lord, before I give that family and Turning Point USA a dime of my money, I would take my losses and say I'm just off the air. I wouldn't give them a penny. I wouldn't even go get a bolt cutter and cut the penny in half and give it to her. Jimmy Kimmel Live replaced with Charlie Kirk tribute on Sinclair's ABC stations. Company demands Kimmel apologize and donate to Kirk's family and Turning Point USA. I wouldn't give her a molded piece of bread that had green mold at the bottom of it. And so this boycott needs to be full steam ahead. Next, you need to focus on these advertisers. That's where the money is at. The advertisers is where the money is at. You know, Instacart, Kraft Cheese, everybody, Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola. Bring them to their knees. Bring their ass to their knees. It was Voltaire that said, I don't agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. The great philosopher Voltaire. That's what he said, right? I don't agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to your right to say it. So this is not about free speech anymore, Ty Squad. This is about their right to free speech. And if they don't like what you say, then honey, it's not free speech. Because isn't Charlie Kirk's legacy on going in spaces and debating with people and the right to, you know, ain't that his legacy? So you can see right there the hypocrisy is blaring. I agree, Ralph P. So the hypocrisy is blaring right now, y'all. It is blaring. Right now, we're in the stage of moving towards a dictatorship. And they don't do it all at once. It's really a slow erosion. That's how these countries turn into dictatorships. That's how North Korea and Venezuela and all these places slowly erode. Even some African countries slowly erode. And the next thing you know, you're like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened to our country? So that's how it happened in China and so many other places. Slowly, they chip away at it. And then you'll look up and you're like, damn, we only 9 months into this? And they've done this much damage and we got 3 more years to go? This is crazy. We want to keep praying and be prayerful that the real truth come out about that damn election and what happened. Because I don't know, everybody says something just don't feel right about that election, y'all. Let's stay prayerful about that. That the real truth come out about that election. If he apologized, he should never. Yeah. If he apologized, his show would never. Yeah. It's sickening, CEO Crockett. It looks like they're going to get away with it. Get away with what, Adrian? That's his legacy. He is no politician either. And it's wild what we are seeing. I want, Mr. J.K. to stand his ground. If you kowtow, if you bend to this piece of lard, they know they got you, and they'll be able to pimp and pander you for the rest of your career. I don't know, y'all. It just seems like the people, the activists, the people that came before us, they really were gangster about it, and they didn't care. You know, when Eartha Kitt went to the White House and she was at a luncheon and she said what she said about the Vietnam War, by the time she walked out that door, her career was over. And it was years. It was years before her life, you know, got back together. By the time she walked out of that luncheon, her career in Hollywood was over. All it took was a couple of phone calls and it was done for Sister Kitt. And of course, a lot of artists had to go over to Europe, you know, to try to make a living. A lot of them moved to, you know, Europe to try to make a living for themselves. But I kid you not, by the time Eartha left that luncheon, her career was over. But back then, you know, you had to do what you had to do. But nowadays, these people, they'll apologize. They'll, you know, I'm sorry. Can I get an extra butter biscuit, master? You know, it's different nowadays, y'all. My girl, Josephine Baker. Josephine, she went through hell. And then she eventually moved over there to, she moved over there to Paris. Josephine Baker. She went through hell. People not taking a stand anymore. No. You had Harold Belafonte, Diane Carroll, Sammy Davis Jr., Sidney Poitier. All of these people, their careers, they had successful careers, but, you know, there was a lot of cost to being that free and speaking up for your people. There was a cost to that, y'all. They were successful, but you wore the brunt of that liberation fight. They had you, thank you, C.O. Crockett. They had you, and listen, when all this clears up, you can go and add it back up if you want to add it back. Once all this clears up, everybody. You know, canceling a Hulu subscription is a small price to what our ancestors paid out there on Bloody Damn Sunday. It's a small. Just, you know, today we're digital. Back then they was taking bricks and sticks to the head. Our protest now is more, oh, I can unsubscribe or I can turn this off. Their protest back then was you was getting a billy club, Doberman pinchers, and water hoses turned on you. It's a small price. You may not be able to watch a show or two for a couple of months. Think about what they went through. You know the terror that goes through your head when you come home and somebody call you and tell you it's a BOMB under your damn house. And you call the police and you know they the Klan too. Those people were living with pure terror. Whew. I knew it. Kamala, and I think she'll be on The View next week. Please, save the date, make note. Kamala will be on The View next week to promote her new book. Kamala already told us, she tried to tell everybody, baby, this is where y'all are headed. They didn't care. One, they didn't want a black woman. Two, they didn't want a black woman. Three, they didn't want a black woman. So she tried to tell everybody, but people didn't listen. You had people so dead set on transgenders in the bathroom and transgender people playing sports. And when I tell y'all, trans people make up 0.00000.1 of our population. Very small percentage. And y'all voted on democracy because this man was telling y'all they taking over sports. What Jamal Luther King said. I haven't heard Jamal yet because mainly his sound bites come out of his Sunday sermons. So we'll wait and see what the Sunday sermon entails. Watch out, The View baby next. I think they know not to touch The View. It is the #1 daytime show. If they cancel The View or something happens to The View, ABC would be toast. I kid you not. ABC knows. They ain't that crazy. The #1 daytime show on daytime. They may be crazy, but they ain't that crazy. I feel for a long time you really can't say, I don't post or converse about anything substantive. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see what you're saying, sir. Hold on one second. And we got the wrong thing. Okay, it's okay. Every time I come back from a night, I got the wrong. Oh, there we go. I felt for a long time you really can't say nothing. I don't post or converse about anything substantive. Job is straight snatched. Well, yeah, there are people going around like dog catchers in a slave patrol, right? Contacting your employer. That's why I'm telling everybody right now. I know it's a proud thing to post your employer. You feel proud to post. Take your employer down from your bio. Put it back up in maybe 6 months. Right now, take your employer down. Take all traces of where you work down. You're hearing it here from me. Take all traces of your employer down from your social media. They got YouTubers. They got people out here going to your page and contacting your employer, screenshotting your posts. And it's a good thing, Travis, when you're self-employed like myself. I don't have nobody to answer to other than the Google guidelines. And I can do that in my sleep. I'm telling y'all, take all of that stuff down. I know you love to put, yes, I'm over here at Delta. I'm a consultant with Delta. I'm the general manager over at Marriott. Take it down. Put it back up later. Don't even do selfies with your uniform on. I know it's a small cost. Leave no trace. And LinkedIn, we all love LinkedIn because you can find people, verify people over on LinkedIn. They're using that like a MacArthur hit list. Excuse me. Keep something private. Folks know they know too much. Instagram ain't nothing but an FBI book for people. All you got to go to is go to Instagram. You'll know everything you need to know. What time you eat dinner every day, where you went, who you like, who you don't like. That's why I keep Instagram personal inspirational posts, updating people about, my streaming. I don't put too much on Instagram. These people are crazy. Now that's a good thing, nephew. Put pictures at your old photo. Have them call up there to the other place. Post some old photos when you worked at Dairy Queen, your first job. Have them call Zaxby's or your first job. Have them call Sears or Olin Mills. Yeah, they called it the job, all right. You call it my first job. That very first job. Have them call the shoe store. This is going to bite them in the creating that linky email today. You have to protect yourself, y'all. You have to protect yourself. People are on social media crying. They're on social media crying, saying basically, I have lost my only means of income. Everybody's basically a paycheck away from a soup kitchen. You know, if you're honest about it. I remember before I was the Tyesse I am today, I remember when my stove going out sent me into financial ruin. And that's why I'm so humble. I'm so grateful. I remember having to buy a new refrigerator or a new appliance would send me into a catastrophic downfall for the month. I remember those days vividly. You know, that's why I will always be grateful, humble, because I know where God brought me from. I remember one time I was making $200 a week at the little mailbox place I worked at. $200 a week I was making. That was my salary. It was a flat salary. And I lost my cell phone. And I remember Ariel. I'm not going to talk about her too long. But I remember Ariel. I remember she came and met me at the cell phone store. And she bought me a new phone. She bought me a brand new phone. I said, sis, I just don't have it. I don't have it. And I need my cell phone. She met me on Washington and Western, and she bought me a new cell phone. And I said, well, when I get the money, I'll pay you back. And she said, don't worry about it. And she told me, when you've been blessed, I remember it just like I'm sitting here. She said, and she was getting in the car, and I was getting in the passenger side, and she was getting in the driver's side. And she said, when you've been blessed, just pass it on. That's what she told me. She said, when you've been blessed, just pass it on. That's why sometimes when people borrow money from me in my personal life and the Ty Squad, I will, when they say, well, I'm going to pay you back, I'll pay you back, I tell them, baby, just pass it on. Not the large money, but I'm talking about, you know. I always tell people, baby, you don't have to pay me back, just pass it on. Because somebody did that for me one day. Don't even pay me the $40, $50 back. Don't pay it back. Just pass it on to somebody else. I live by that. Just give it to somebody else. Do it for somebody else. That's what really agape love is really supposed to be about. Pay it forward. Pass it on, honey. Because if somebody did it for me, somebody will do it for you. And if somebody did it for you, they'll do it for the next person. That's what they call the circle of life, the circle of love. You know, I'm just saying, y'all. Whew. Let me look at some more. See if we got some more information. Any more posts? I like going to Twitter and looking at all the cancellations. I do. I get off on that. I'm not gonna lie. I like looking at all the screenshots of I just canceled Disney Plus. I do. I'm sorry. I have a fetish for that. I will scroll for hours looking at it. Okay, so go to Twitter and type in boycott ABC, and then you can just start scrolling. See this right here? I like this right here, Ty Spot. Look. Oh my God, y'all. I love that. I love it. I can watch this scrolling on a loop. Oh, yes. Yeah, I like this. Look. No, we're not changing our mind. Take the whole thing and throw it in the trash can. Okay, so they're saying boycott Disney, boycott Nexstar, boycott their advertisers. They're gonna learn today. They're gonna learn today. They're gonna tell that man to donate. And he didn't even say nothing about the damn family. He didn't even say anything about the lady or them kids. But he got to donate to them in their organization. I cannot. Pass it on. When you've been blessed, pass it on, y'all. Okay. Don't forget tonight, you guys, Funky and Eva, one of our Top Squad members, are going to be on there promoting their new cognac, Sean and Daryl. So don't forget, every Top Squad member that can, please watch Funky and Eva tonight and support them. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. It is, Crystal. It is. Ty, did you see what happened to Tucker Carlson? Ironic comment on all this? I did not. Tucker, did you see Tucker Carlson ironic comment on? No, but I can go over there and check it out. Is it on Twitter? Let me go to Tucker Carlson. Okay. See, Jimmy Kimmel's pulled off the air, but Brian Kilmeade just said basically give lethal injections to unhoused people, and he's still on the air. I just want to let y'all know where we're at, so you're clear. Okay, did you see Tucker Carlson? Let me see, baby. Where is it at? Where is it at? Let me see. Did you happen to see Tucker Carlson ironic comment on all this? Okay, breaking. Incredibly, Tucker Carlson accuses 47 of using Charlie Kirk's unaliving as a rationale to revoke our First Amendment. If they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There's nothing they can do to you. Oh, wow, Tucker. Yeah. Somebody said the earth just tilted on its axis. Tucker Carlson is now calling out 47's own regime, accusing it of using Charlie Kirk's assassination as a pretext to abolish the First Amendment, round up Americans, and Nazify the country. Yes, he said that, and he is not wrong. I'm looking at some of the comments. What? Is that a clone? Is that really Tucker? You know, because, you know, he's one of the grand cyclops, one of the grand wizards himself. But there's something about free speech that unites a lot of people, even the damn Klan. Tucker listed. Well, he's not over there on Fox News no more. He's on Twitter. But, you know, just be careful, Tucker, because, listen, they eat their own. They eat their own, Tucker. Can y'all do me a big favor? Everybody that's here, can you hit the like button? And can you consider hitting the subscribe button as well while you're thinking about it? If you're new, please hit the like button, thumbs up, everybody collectively. And can you consider subscribing? I appreciate it. This is crazy, y'all. This is absolutely bananas. Bananas. We're in a new era, but it ain't a new era. We're in a new era, but it's not a new era. Because we knew this was coming, and we've been here before. Just different ideations of it. Yeah. What makes it so bad is we are screaming. We were screaming the whole time, don't do it during the election. Yeah. And I think at this point, Anthony, at this point, there's nothing we can do now other than hope for the truth to come out if there's any there. But, you know, we can't. What can you do about the election at this point unless you have something tangible? We have to work and be proactive on protecting ourselves, getting plans together on how we're going to move, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, you know, staying in the know with channels like myself, Larry, Chef Don Don, people that keep the news and you know, in the forefront. But, you know, beating ourselves over the head about November 5th, I mean, at this point, it's done. What can we do? We're in survival mode now. We can't bend. We can't break. We have to stay proactive. This must be a cold day in hell, my grandmother. The devil must be ice skating. Charlene started disagreeing with them about Epstein, but they made him fall in line. Oh, Y'all, I don't. This is about to be a really huge dumpster fire. I mean, the fire already started. Okay. We got to talk about something else before we get out of here today, Ty Squad. Patel can't answer. Yes, no question. Oh my God! I was watching the Judiciary Committee yesterday, and man, what's the brother from? Well, he ain't a brother, but what's the brother from California? Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, honey, they went at it. Well, that Cory Booker. Oh my God! Cory Booker said, "I ain't scared of you." I think Cory Booker, they would have moved some furniture in there. You know, that man, Kash Patel, is the most unqualified FBI director in the history of that historic white supremacist, arm of American, I wouldn't even say safety, but in the history of the FBI. Because we don't feel safe under the FBI. Do you? How safe do you feel safe? They used to have a political ad back in the 80s. Some of y'all remember. Do you know where your children are? And they have another call. Do you feel safe? They had a little red button I remember as a kid, like the nuclear button. And it said, do you feel safe? Do y'all feel safe under this FBI? Child, listen. Historically, the FBI has been a white supremacist wing of America. It has. J. Edgar Hoover was the architect of COINTELPRO. J. Edgar Hoover was. Then they said he was a cross-dresser. They said he was in there putting on panties and stockings and stuff. And then somebody else said that he may have been mulatto or was black. They said you were homosexual. That's what they said. I know you burning and rotisserie in hell right now, but that's what they said, Jay. When they said that you were possibly black and that you were a cross-dresser and that you were a closeted homosexual. I know you can hear me down there as your ass is rotisserie right now. I know you can hear me. Okay, I done got off. It don't take much. I done got off. I'm sorry, y'all. Patel is a token. Well, see, he likes to put incompetent people in places of power so he can look powerful. And then if in the event something goes wrong, he can always blame it on them. Because that's what he does. He feeds them to the wolves if anything goes wrong. But I don't know. It's like, wouldn't you choose the best of the best? But that's the dichotomy. The best of the best is not going to go up there and work with him after that first administration. Everybody already see what he's done and what he's capable of. They had good people in place the first time around, solid people in place. And all of them were either fired or quit. So now you can't get nobody to go up there and work for him that has a reputable reputation. Hey, Emmanuel. So you get the worst of the worst. The CDC, people that are resigning or being let go, they're sounding the alarm already about RFK. This man does not have a degree in anything medical, anything science. And you have him running the largest health agency in the government. Kash Patel is the least qualified in the history of the FBI. And this is our senior investigator for America. He oversees the FBI. Honey, we in danger. Baby, when I tell y'all we in danger and we don't even know it, we're sitting on a powder keg. All right, y'all. Let me do this really quickly. The free do 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 do. Um, I want to talk about this really quickly too. The free lunches and the programs that affect Black and Brown kids, High Squad. Free lunch programs, they're being gutted throughout America. So many of you know that the meals that kids get at school sometimes is the only meal that they get. And so all of these programs, people are sounding the alarms. So keep an eye on that, y'all. A lot of the lunch programs, a lot of the after school programs are being gutted by this administration, right? And you know, their stick is they're trying to prevent illegal immigrants and all these people from getting services. But at the same time, Black and brown children that are Americans are being the ones hit hardest, right? And we know they don't care about Black and brown children in the inner city and even in rural America. And so, you know, if you see or if you know of organizations in your neighborhood that receive canned goods, that receive food, can you guys please? Some of us got so much stuff in these pantries, non-perishable items. Some of y'all could open up a little small store. So if you don't mind, can you take, you know, canned goods, non-perishable items to your church that has a food bank, to your local organizations, because families are going out and looking for resources right now. All of these programs are being gutted. I wouldn't even make it up. They're being gutted. And so also, if you can, if you, you know, belong to a church and they don't have one, after church, talk to somebody and say, you know, I have an idea. I would like to open up like a food pantry and we can ask for donations. All you need is a small room at the church, maybe even a closet. You don't even need a big, you know, a big room. Just, you know, a little small room, and then accept donations, non-perishable items, and make sure that things are not expired. I've always said that. Give people something that you would eat. And so let's keep that on the peripheral, everybody. Programs to feed the elderly also. There are organizations, Charlene McKinney, that help people with HIV/AIDS. They're suffering, you know. The only reason a lot of them are staying afloat is from philanthropic donations and donations from the private sector. But we don't know how much longer many of them will be able to stay afloat. Meals on Wheels, the Angel, you know, program. So many of these programs are really, really on E right now. And if it wasn't for a lot of endowments, people that have you know, passed away and have left, you know, things in their wheels and stuff like that, if it wasn't for that and philanthropic donations and fundraisers, man, it would be a bad time right now, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't know how much longer a lot of these organizations have, if I'm to be honest. I don't know how much longer they have. Okay? All right. So our brother Trey Reed, you guys, Trey Reed, people are just not letting this go. They don't believe that this young man hanged himself over at a university in Mississippi. And we've had, now that this has happened, all of these stories are resurfacing. Multiple people have been found in Mississippi over the last decade. And so I think we need to pay attention. The family has contacted Ben Crump. The family has contacted Ben Crump. Ben Crump is on the case. Thank God for that. But we don't take what they say as gospel. I told y'all about the mental health component is still taboo in Black America. I get it. But we also, you just don't tell us, oh, he unalived himself and then we all go home. No, we need a private pathologist. We need a private investigator to look into it. And then when we get an outside confirmation, then we will accept it. But we don't accept it from the people. No, no, no. Over there in Mississippi. No. It was Ida B. Wells that told us. Was it Ida B. Wells? The ones that write the reports are the ones doing the unaliving. Yeah, that was Ida B. Wells, Tyesse. I'm getting old, y'all. I'm sorry. The ones that write the reports are the ones that are doing the killing. The phrase, the one that write the reports are the ones that are doing the killing, is a work of anti-lynching activist Ida B. Wells Barnett. I knew I was right. Anyways, they're the ones, you know, that was from the era of, you know, lynching. You got to stop second guessing yourself, Tyesse. Okay. We don't trust y'all. We don't trust y'all to do no report. Don't. All right, everybody. Again, our last show of the day. I have to do a double episode of Patreon tonight. So I love you guys. I gotta run to the UPS store, do a return, and then a couple more. I gotta grab me something while I'm out because I haven't eaten yet, but I'll grab something while I'm out. Okay. Double episode tonight. We're gonna be on early at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. So that'll be like 5 o'clock West Coast, okay? And I don't know if we're gonna do 2 hours straight, but we're gonna do as close as we can. All right. We're gonna do as close as we can in 2 hours so you get a double episode. All right. All right. All right. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let's keep an eye on the Jimmy Kimmel case. Let's stay focused. Spread the word. Talk to your coworkers. Give them information. Let them know what's going on. Talk to people. Get engaged. Get involved. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And I'll see all of my Patreons tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. if you're in the Central Time Zone. I didn't do a word for the day. Okay, let me do it really quickly. All right. We got time. We got time. It's always time for a word of the day. Tyesse, what is the word? You didn't write anything down. Oh, everybody is not your assignment. I was wanting to talk about that with regards to the young man the other night. Y'all, some of y'all saw that video the other night with the guy and all of that. I don't want to mention his name, but y'all seen the video the other night with the rigmarole. But I want to let everybody. Did you raise the offering? I did not. I did not. God's just been so good to me. I didn't even think about it. And Crystal sent me a message the next day, as she always does. Crystal Marshall sent me a message the day after that mess. And she told me, "Good morning, Ty. Please don't second guess the ending." Let me tell y'all something. Everybody is not your assignment. Everybody is not your assignment. And you can't help everybody. Some people need something that you cannot give them outside of the scope of whatever, you can do. That's your word for today, y'all. Everybody is not your assignment. And you have to be comfortable because Aquarians and people that are empaths, such as myself, we tend to over sympathize or empathize with situations that we didn't cause. We over empathize, over sympathize, and we always turn it back on ourselves. Well, maybe I was, or I should have, or I could have. Child, listen. Bless the person, wish them well, and watch them as they make a decent exit out of the door. Do you hear me? Everybody under the sound of my voice today, learn People come into your life for a season. People come into your life for you to learn a lesson. People come into your life for all kinds of reasons. And you need to put them in their proper category, because everybody ain't the same. Everybody ain't the same, y'all. We got to look at every individual as an individual. I'm learning on YouTube. People be having all kinds of things going on that you don't know about. I know my personality. I know who I am and who I'm not. And if you ever leave this channel or you need to take a break, I say, honey, free yourself. Free yourself. Because I know I will never purposely try to hurt anybody on purpose. I understand things can be misconstrued. I understand people can take something the wrong way. I understand sometimes people write in the chat and I can perceive it differently than they intended. I get it. But at the end of the day, girl, this is YouTube. And these parasocial relationships can be very, very dangerous. People start attaching themselves to you, to your spirit, and you don't even know it. Say, baby, you don't need to be talking to your YouTuber. You need to be talking to a therapist. Don't worry about Tyesse. Go talk to somebody, for real. It's not healthy because I tend to, let me tell you something, Michelle. Let me tell you something. After that boy Kwame did what he did, I really, really was feeling like, oh my God, I hope all of this didn't cause him to, give up on his dream. I was beating myself up after he did the most egregious thing ever to me. And I was sitting in my house in LA at the desk that I used to sit at in LA. And it came to me as plain as I'm sitting right here right now. Do you think, Tyesse, do you think Kwame has ever given a thought about you or what you've been through or what you went through? Do you think that? And I had to ask myself, I don't think he has. And that day I released it and freed it and said, I never felt that way again. Do you really think that he has ever thought about what he did to you? Think about it. Had a moment of thought. No, he has not. I'm sure of it. And ever since that day, I never had a moment of consternation since. All right. That's the thing, nephew. That's the whole word right there. Y'all stop taking on these assignments. Everybody ain't your assignment. You can't fix these people. Let them go off and figure out that when they figure it out and get some act right, maybe they'll come back in a few years and they'll be the person they need to be. Until then, honey, we love you. We love you with the love of Christ. Somebody asked me, I hope I am, Amy. Somebody asked me, am I taking up an offering today? We will always give that. So, if you would like to help me out on my lunch today, I swear I was going to get up out of here. I forgot all about it. If you would like to help me with my lunch today, we ask everybody that can to sow a seed of $6. The number 6 today, y'all. Cash App, Chime, Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal. If you would like to treat me to lunch today, the number is 6. Okay, just make sure 6 is in your seed. Tanya Higginbottom, thank you for $10.88 for an awesome word. I hope it was. I hope it was an awesome word. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but it was a lot going on, y'all. Okay. The number 6 is today's seed number, y'all. 6, the number 6. Okay. Let me see really quickly. I got to go, though. I got to go. Come on, Tyesse. You got to do this show tonight. Let me see what the number 6. Yeah, Michelle, I over-sympathize. I over-empathize. What does the number 6 represent in spirituality? Completion of creation. Okay. Oh. Harmony, balance. I like it. I like it. Harmony, balance, nurturing, and service to others. Oh my God, I love it. The number 6. Okay. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Gotta go. Gotta run. I'm already dressed. All I gotta do is walk out the door. Love y'all. Thank you, nephew, for 1616 for midday Taruma. Thank you. Thank you, nephew.